This is the story of a man that became a man. And if you know, understand, sit and pull a fan. Pay a listening ear, cause I know you can. Go Escobar. What the money worth? What's fame worth? When you find yourself looking at the net worth, try to find yourself your own net worth. Trying to start yourself on a vast network. There ain't no easy way, there ain't no hard way. It's just a one-way switch to the hard work and your prayers though. And you gotta put yourself to the test like a pest to the pedestal. Put yourself to the test. Don't think to be less, learn a lesson. Take yourself on a quest. You fit to fall down, no rest. Inspirational words direct from the president. The Marvin Granpa gon' fix up your highs and lows.
It is a honor and my pleasure to welcome you all to the first of many conferences to be held by Artist Managers Association in Nigeria, Aman. We are the springboard to stardom. A non-governmental organization, a non-profit making organization with goals to provide a platform, offer guidance, organize events, and contribute to the promotion of the arts and artists. This conference is titled Nigerian Music and Culture, the DNA of World Music. As the most populous black nation in the world, I dare say that a massive number of our ancestors were taken across the oceans to various parts of the New World, hereby influencing a whole lot of the music compositions we hear today. Stay online with us in this webinar as we give you an expose into this. But first, permit me to introduce to you our theme song, the Aman theme song.
And you could go. This is the story of a man that became a man. And if you know, understand, sit and pull a fan. Pay a listening ear, cause I know you can. Go Escobar. What the money worth? What's fame worth? When you find yourself looking at the net worth, try to find yourself your own net worth. Trying to start yourself on a vast network. There ain't no easy way, there ain't no hard way. It's just a one-way switch to the hard work and your prayers though. And you gotta put yourself to the test like a pest to the pedestal. Put yourself to the test. Don't think to be less, learn a lesson. Take yourself on a quest. You fit to fall down, no rest. Inspirational words direct from the president. The Marvin Grandpa gon' fix up your highs and lows. And the family gon' be there when you fall down below to help to pull you back up and your creative some fold. To be part of something big, part of something greater. A man is trying to make your dreams come quicker. And when you finally make it, a man go stand bigger. Don't get hooked up to drugs or the butter liquor. You have always been a man, but what kind of man? Cause of the hard what you did that could pull a van. Back then when you listen, mama, papa said. But now you AMAN and be proud of you. Aman. That's how a man became a man. Artist Managers Association in Nigeria. From the heart of Africa to the world. You've been striving so hard to become a star. You can be a part of this association from any part of the globe. Aman, the springboard to stardom. Welcome home.
Trust you all got the positive team from the lyrics of our theme song. Thanks F Club Sings, that touched base. We move, and to give us the welcome address is someone who is respected immensely in the music industry. As a tested creative industries veteran, he and his colleagues way back then gave us the structure the music industry has today. He has refused to rest on his hours and relentlessly worked home and abroad to position the industry participants to global standards. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as we welcome Marvin Granpa, our Aman president.
Hello, everyone. This is Marvin Granpa, the Aman president. I'm happy to welcome you all to this Aman program, where we are to have a conversation centered around Nigerian music and culture, which we have aptly tagged the DNA, as it were. However, I know that it will be necessary to let some of you who do not know about Aman to know exactly what it stands for. Aman is the acronym for Artist Managers Association in Nigeria. Membership into the association is drawn from people who are players within the creative industries and who are involved in all aspects of one form of art or the other at various levels. The founding fathers of Aman have deemed it wise to have people who are practitioners in this field to have a platform where they can network and at some point have various types of relationship that will help to enhance their career. It has always been noticed that there is a need for people to have some sort of collaboration in ensuring that the professional interface that they enjoy while carrying out their business will to a large extent increase their productivity on one hand, and on the other hand help them to break new grounds by meeting with people who will help spread their content and also elevate the quality of their work to reach wider audiences globally. At the inception of Aman, many did not really realize that it will come this far, but luckily Aman has consistently grown and have demonstrated that there is room for improvement from time to time, which we warrant that as we keep growing, there will always be conversations centered around the various programs that we'll embark on. In this instance, we have identified a certain program that we think will require the input of those that we collaborate with worldwide to further discuss on how the impact of slavery and the scourge which it has meted out on our people, how it has affected our music culture and economy that could have been very helpful to the people in this region of the world. You all will obviously know that slavery have dealt a severe blow on our people, so much that those who were removed from the shores of our land may have been instrumental to the changing fortunes of the new world, where they eventually ended up as slaves, both in plantations and other domestic work that they were put into forcefully. In the case of music, we know that our music was taken to this foreign land by our slaves who had this music in their soul, and their various expression of the music in the new world evolved from one form of music style or genre until it gradually became what we now know as the black music culture. No doubt, this type of music, having found its way back to Africa, may have also inspired some people who are practicing different forms of music that are largely influenced by music that has come from the diaspora, arising from the works of our ancestors who were there as slaves at the time these music forms evolved until it became hip-hop. Now the Nigerian new wave music is beginning to make impact in the world music market and beginning to enjoy enhance global music market share. And in trying to find out how far we have done within the world music space, the need for this conversation has arisen, where we are now looking into the origins of how our music have traveled the world and influenced music styles globally. That is why we have called this particular program Nigerian Music and Culture, in a nutshell, the DNA of this music evolution. We are glad to host this conversation, and I'm happy to welcome you all to be part of it. And I hope that at the end of it, most of us will be enriched with the various aspects of discussion that will be dealt with during the course of this conference. Thank you once more, and I hope you do enjoy it. You are all welcome. Thank you.
When you think Africa, what comes to your mind first? Some see culture, some see beautiful sights, some see the women, while others see a land flowing with milk and honey. Africa, the great giant, remains the face of envy to the world, and that envy remains till date. From the dynasty of Benin to the grand empire of the Zulus, African stars have always shined the brightest, perhaps the biggest curse of the continent itself. For there came a time when the world pillaged and stole, ravaged and destroyed, looted and rinsed the great giant that is Africa. Her cultures abused, her beautiful sights renamed, her people sold, and the milk and honey drained. There was a time when the black man was currency, and our origins abolished, dyed with the ink of the master's blade, shackled with the religion of the slaver's god, bound and sealed to the world unknown, destiny tethered to the soil of strangers. Oh Africa, how great that cry has been, the symphony of agony drenched in the blood of the tormented. Oh Africa, how soon that time will come, when the shackles will be broken, when the lost will return, and the land will be blissful again as it used to, when order shall be restored and the virus of victimhood extracted. We are Africans, our black don't crack, our people are not lost, for we are the abyss. You think we are former slaves and we have forgotten who we are? Take a seat and listen, for the homecoming is near. Legion, we are many, and nobody can take our spirits. Spanning centuries we were king, we are infinite. The blood of our people running through our veins, the origin of our lands tattooed in our souls. The rise has begun and the great giants will soon awake. Obatala, Orisha, Amadioha, Musisi, Nyami Nyami, Agatu, Abasi, Ananansi, Chiwara, Dizombi, Orumila, Zangbeto. Our identities are not forgotten, neither are the people. Kalunga, Nzadi, Sudike, Yemoja, Ogun, Olokun, Ayaba, Salotele, Mukasa, Farukoni, Kiwanuka, Njoku, Anyamu, Ekwensu, Ikenga, Nemiri, Babaluaye, Nkulukulu, Arebati, Mwido Musokoroni, Katonda Nuwazi, Bemba, Badu, Sakata Lumbagala, Shubo Anyama, Kibuka and Kitaka. Our people, we are numerous, and our time is now. Global warming is the future. Africana is the way.
Did you get any insight from that poetic monologue? That was heart-rending and touching. Black lives do matter. Marvin Granpa will do us the honor in giving us the keynote address for this event so as to get us going. We move.
Yeah, I'm here to provide the keynote address for this particular event, and I hope that some of the information that we are going to take in as the program goes on will help enrich our knowledge about the topic of this conversation, which is our music culture that we have tagged as the DNA of what our music is really all about. We're going to be having contributions from tested academicians who have the competence to talk professionally about these topics and help open our imagination to see exactly what the impact of slavery have done to our psyche and limited us to the point where we now seem to be struggling as people of the third world countries, as it were, as against what it should have been if we were allowed to grow in our own pace. We know that by our people being taken away into slavery and our arts culture taken with them and our music that subsequently evolved and at some point became hip-hop, this obviously is a clear case of appropriation of our arts, which we are now fighting spiritedly to ensure that we gain some kind of global relevance and taking a better control of the music market share, which in recent times we are now beginning to see with the emergence of a very strong showing of the Nigerian music within the world music market space. That shows really that we've got something very, very significant in our DNA, which speaks volumes about what our arts and culture can really do to the world. Well, in this particular conference that we're having, we're going to look at the Nigerian music and culture pre the slave trade era, what it was like, and I'm sure that the resource person to deal on that will give us quite clear insights into how and to what form our music has evolved and what it used to be and what obviously it turned into as time went ahead. And we're also going to look at how our music have fared in the New World, in places like Latin America and in the USA, and where we are presently, that we pride ourselves as giant of modern Africa. There is no doubt that the individuals who will be providing information about these developments will give us concrete, verifiable statistics and enough robust information that will help us come to terms with what is going on really with our music and culture and how best we can exploit it in a more commercial way and also reach out to new frontiers to really become strong players in the world music arena. I hope that the efforts of all those who are providing us with resource materials in this conference will go a long way in informing and educating our listeners and viewers of what efforts that are being made and what efforts that need to be made, and also to look at the Aman vision to see how it will be helpful in impacting on our young people who are hoping to be well-rounded professionals within the creative industry space, and at the same time with the activities of Aman over time to help enlighten a whole new generation of creative industries hopefuls to know that it is good to belong to platforms such as this, so that moving forward they are most likely to take proactive decision that will help enhance their career, and they will also break new grounds into the world music market. Let's leave it at that, and give room to the contributors of content and resources for this segment of the conversation, and I hope you all will find it rewarding. Once again, you're welcome, and let's go on with this conversation.
Thank you, sir. Our first speaker of the day, among quite a few with us today, is loaded with information which you will appreciate. Our first speaker today is my namesake, in the person of Dr. David Aina. David Aina is a prolific composer and organist, a choir and orchestral conductor by excellence, a teacher. Some of his products include Dari Alade and Kola Mukoya. He is a graduate of Lagos State College of Education and Obafemi Awolowo University in Ile-Ife, as well University of Lagos, Akoka, majoring in piano accompaniment, conducting, theory and composition. Aina is one of the most talented and celebrated Nigerian arts musicians of his generation. Many compositions that are performed all over the world. In October 2014, he was specifically featured by the Ohio State University, Columbus, in a concert tour of some states in the United States of America to raise funds for the fight against Ebola. David has over the years worked with many organizations and individuals to uplift the standard of the music art in Nigeria. David has taught music at almost every level of education in Nigeria. He was also the accompanist and assistant director of Lagos City Choral and Lazukweme Choral. He currently teaches piano, voice, theory, and conducts in the Department of Theatre Arts and Music, Lagos State University. He is also an adjunct music lecturer in Babcock University, Ilishan Remo, Ogun State, as well as being the director of music, All Saints Church, Daba, Lagos. David Aina is married with children. Welcome, sir.
Music is an integral part of Nigerian life. A journey through the cities of Nigeria, from Lagos to Calabar, from Benin to Kano, from Ilorin to Port Harcourt, reveals us that music permeates the cities of Nigeria. It seeps out of every cranny of this boisterous society. The tradition of the Nigerian people, and indeed African people, makes music compelling on every occasion and life situation. And of course, the dynamics of civilization and growth has made it imperative for the world to not only be aware of the existence of Nigerian musical dishes, but also to enjoy, taste, relish, and learn the recipes of the said musical delicacies. Taking a look at the Nigerian musical landscape and its creativity level, one will discover that these genres are enjoyed by Nigerian audiences and even globally. This paper therefore focuses on the history of Nigerian music contents, instrumentation, electronic documentation, its commercialization and distribution, as well as the export to the world, global acceptance and influence, on the basis of which conclusion is drawn and recommendations preferred. The major ethnic groups that make up Nigeria are the Yoruba, Hausa, and the Igbo. The variation in the composition of these ethnic groups has also brought about the existence of different types of music in Nigeria. Pertinently, there are historical facts that point to the fact that music, which is an integral part of Nigerian society, in particular, and Africa in general, has always been seen to be basically functional. In other words, it is usually employed to mark various ceremonies such as wedding, childbirth, naming, rites of passage, coronations, funerals, or rituals, and not necessarily for the entertainment purposes or for the purpose of achieving their own artistic goals. Ownership of musical compositions is often credited to the community in most African societies. However, there are variants in this norm. The Hwana, for example, believe that all songs are taught by their ancestors, while the Tiv give credit to certain named composers for almost all types of songs, and the Efik acknowledge some individual composers only for secular songs. Musicians in many parts of Nigeria are allowed the liberty of what could otherwise be perceived to be offensive with no negative consequences. This is like checks and balances in the society. Nigerian musical instruments are as diverse as the many cultures representing the various tribes. While the West is replete with many membranous instruments supported by a host of other families like idiophone, cordophone, and aerophone, the eastern part parades more of wooden and metal instruments, with such melodic instruments such as the xylophone or ja, opi, alo, ikoro, and ekwe, with a few skin drums. Many instruments in the northern part are imports from the Maghreb or from southern or east Africa. Other instruments came into Nigerian culture through interactions with Europeans, Americans, the Caribbeans, and the Asians. Brass, wind, and string instruments from these worlds played vital roles in the development of modern Nigerian social music, some of which include juju, highlife, and afrobeats. Electronic documentation and commercialization of Nigerian music. Music as a human phenomenon, though ethnic bound, has a universal appeal. This appeal is better understood and appreciated when it is documented in an easily understandable and readily retrievable form. A common belief is that African folk and popular musical genres could only be paraphrased, not possibly put in the real pictures. On the contrary, however, Nketia 1993 opines, what Africa needs at this period in her history are not only collectors, but researchers who will combine collecting with scholarly studies, researchers who can see the implications of what they collect for culture and development, education, and creativity, or for scholarly investigation into traditional and contemporary problems in their particular field of African studies. Africans in full command of materials they collect. Page 5. There is no future where there is no present. Hence, the present affects the future. Man has always and will perhaps never relent in searching for facts yet unknown to him, for answers to questions yet unanswered. It seems paradoxical, therefore, that in this age of increased mass education in music and nationalism, Africans are seemingly less prepared than ever before to explore the music of their own time. The introduction of digital sequencing keyboards has brought a new dimension to music documentation. Electronic devices were desired and envisioned long before their production. Now that it is here in the form of software and hardware, infrared and Bluetooth, keyboards and tone generating machines, all together called computers. The question is whether it is possible for the musical sounds of African traditional instruments like dundun, the Yoruba talking drum, ekwe, the Igbo slit drum, or kakaki, the Hausa trumpet, be properly notated and documented. However, documentation is not limited to notation. Electronic capturing is a veritable means of documentation. The use of traditional themes by Nigerian musical artists goes a long way in preserving the culture. Many social media platforms such as iTunes, Tubidi, Boom Music, YouTube Music, and so on have made it easier for musicians to get works to the consumers even beyond their geographical threshold, thereby exposing them to people of other cultures and making them more famous. This phenomenon has had a great positive effect on the acceptance of Nigerian musical styles by the outside world. Consequently, these other cultures, after a long time of listening, get used to them and in turn tap from the musical styles which were alien to their cultural orientation before. commercialization of Nigerian music. Globally, the creative industry is among the most dynamic economic sectors. It provides new opportunities for developing countries to leapfrog into emerging high-growth areas of the world economy. The United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD, a UN body that deals with trade, investment, and development issues, said in a 2016 report, Nigerian music sales revenues were estimated at $56 million in 2014, according to PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, an international accounting and auditing firm. The firm projected sales revenues to reach $88 million by 2019. Over the last decade, Europe has been the largest exporter of creative products, although exports from developing countries are growing fast too. UNCTAD reported, according to PwC, lumped together, annual revenues from music, movies, arts, and fashion in Nigeria will grow from $4.8 billion in 2015 to more than $8 billion in 2019. Nigeria's National Bureau of Statistics reports that the local music sector grew in real terms by 8.4% for the first 3 months of 2016, and that in the first quarter of 2017, the sector grew by 12% compared with the same period 1 year prior. The growth may be attributed to a reversal in music consumption patterns, according to the local media reports. Up to the early 2000s, the music in clubs and on the radio in Nigeria was dominated by British and American hits. No more. Reportedly, most Nigerians now prefer songs by their local artists to those foreigners, even the big ones in the West. When I go out, I want to hear songs by Davido or Wizkid or Techno, like other people. I cannot enjoy myself listening to songs by foreign artists anymore, says Benjamin Gabriel, who lives in Abuja with a population of about 180 million. Nigerian artists have a huge market to tap into. The big ones like Wizkid and Davido are feeling the love and maybe the cash too. We're ready to explore and exploit the new oil, Nigeria's Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, commented ahead of the Creative Industry Financing Conference held in Lagos last July. When we talk about diversifying the economy, it is just about agriculture and solid minerals alone. It is not just about agriculture or solid minerals alone. It is about the creative industry, about the films, theater, and music, Mr. Mohammed said. He was reacting to UNCTAD's findings that the creative industry contributed $84.1 billion to British economy in 2014 and $698 billion to the US economy that same year. Nigeria cannot afford to be left behind, Mr. Mohammed declared. Nigerian music, export to the world, global acceptance and influence. It is not out of place to assert that Nigerian music over time had found their way outside the shores of Nigeria, where it has been embraced and had exerted a great influence on the listeners. It is also a well-known fact that the Nigerian music had made waves in the New World, America, Europe, and the Caribbean. The artists such as Mr. Easy, King Sunny Ade, Fela Kuti, Sade, Tiwa Savage, Wizkid, all have enjoyed international recognition and have exerted great influence on the listeners across the globe. For instance, Mr. Easy is known to have performed along with the United States award-winning artist Lauryn Hill at a concert in New York. As a matter of fact, Mr. Easy was not even a popular musician in Nigeria, but in 2015, had put up a song called Skin Tight, which is a fusion of Ghanaian high life music and Nigerian chord progression, which was mainstreamed which was streamlined heavily by African diasporic communities in the UK, US, and Canada, and that gave him the breakthrough. Afrobeat is another area where acceptance and recognition are nothing compared to other pop genres. There are enthusiastic Nigerians in the diaspora with disposable income that are keen on maintaining cultural ties with home, and Afrobeat is seen as a way to stay connected. As a result, they spend money on stream, share, support, and promote the genre. A global reach is promoted by the internet and innovations in music streaming. Tiwa Savage has performed in concerts in Australia and Malaysia, and has had people of not African descent singing her song word for word. Tiwa Savage is the first African artist to sign a global deal with Universal Music Group. A cursory glance around the British landscape shows Nigerian music making waves in every corner. The influence of Femi Adeyemi and NTS Radio, which churn out music of every conceivable genre, via two bases in Manchester and London. In prop, Tini Temper, Tayo Cruz have carried on the legacy of previous generations of British Nigerians such as Seal, Shade, Shirley Bassey. Kele Okereke and Benga Adeleke of Metronomy are two of British Indies' most prominent faces. Ade Fakile has an indelible mark on British culture with his revered venue, Plastic People. And of course, there is the Adenuga family, who boasts two of Grime's most important artists and one of radio's rising stars, Skepta, JME and Julie Adenuga. The likes of Davido, Wizkid, Tiwa Savage, and Yemi Alade have taken Nigerian beats all over the world and inspired a gossip industry that makes Pop Beach look like an issue of Gardner's world. People like Ambrose Campbell, who actually pioneered the export of Nigerian music to the Caribbean and then eventually to UK, have actually had little mention in research works. The man was referred to by the great Fela Kuti as the father of Nigerian modern music, but he died uncelebrated. Efforts are on to work more on his works and put him in the right position in the annals of history of Nigerian music. The paper has taken a cursory look at the Nigerian musical practices, its history, content, and instrumentation, electronic documentation, and commercialization of Nigerian music. It's also given the attention as well as the export to the world. Global acceptance and influence. Globalization of Nigerian music has in no small measure contributed to global export enforcement. It has also brought fame and fortune to Nigerian musicians, as well as the development of Nigerian music. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Aina. Our next speaker is a one of substance, a peace ambassador, creativity and empathy facilitator, multimedia artist, presenter, and live art performer, mimesis artist, storyteller, singer, songwriter, painter, author of Stella Maris, and contributor to Das Reclusio. She's a multiple award winner and has conducted, among several other things, exhibitions in various parts of the world. Name it: London, Brazil, New Delhi, even Lagos. Join me as welcome, Marcia Mar.
Thank you, Marvin, Granpa, and Ike Onora, for this beautiful invitation to participate with the Aman in the project of connecting Brazil and Nigeria. I am Marcia Mar, a multicultural multimedia artist from Brazil, Porto Alegre city in the south of Brazil. I live in London and I'm passionate about equality, human rights, and beauty. African aesthetics is something that is like absolutely adored by a great feel of Brazilians. As Brazilians, we are extremely honored to be part of this interconnectivity project, a healing journey, a journey for all of us representing a 21st century take on art, healing, and resilience. We Brazilians are looking forward to be able to visit Badagry Beach, to be able to go back to Lagos, to Nigeria, to Africa. Oh, beautiful air we all share, because the breath of life is everyone's right. And during this historical moment of the pandemic and Black Lives Matter, it's extremely important what we are doing, what it signifies to us as Brazilians to have this relationship, this invitation from our siblinghood, African people inviting us to collaborate, to contribute, to be part of a wonderful journey of healing. When I mentioned this to a colleague of mine who's a great percussionist in Europe as well as in Brazil, his response was to say, how are we going to get everyone in a boat? Because the majority of us will feel honored, the cradle of civilization, which Africa represents to us, and to a place where some of our ancestors were removed forcibly during the great tragedy and genocide of the slave trade. And this is the opportunity we have to make sense of what it means to us to have reparation, restitution, transformation, and equality. Black lives matter. And since the end of slavery in Brazil, which was the last country to have ended slavery in 1888, since that time, the discrepancy of access, treatment opportunities remain extremely unfair in Brazil and throughout the world. So, through music, through healing, through this amazing energy, we are connecting to transform society. We as people, as artists, in our interconnectivity, we have this possibility now to bring a new narrative to the fore. When there is a vacuum in culture or just plain repetition of the experiences we had before, we are given this amazing opportunity to be creative together. And this is what Aman is actually inviting us to do. To have a concert that goes beyond is a healing journey, going back to the point of no return. So returning to the point of no return. So many people were lost in the journey, were killed. In Brazil, not only the music is permeated by the atabaque's heritage and the beautiful musical heritage from our African ancestors, we have also inherited culture, philosophy, religion, the transpersonal level of interconnectivity, and resilience. The Africans that survived slavery were able to, even conditions of having their languages forbidden, religion practices, any form of cultural manifestation which represents someone's identity, names, language. In face of such tragedy and malevolence, the beauty of the survivors was to actually be able to generate a new form of culture. Syncretism, religious syncretism, not only brings peace among different religions and understanding of the spiritual being manifested in different ways, the transpersonal level manifests in different ways, in different cultures and people and languages. There was a merciful way in which music kept people going. Wazambi, Olodum, the Orishas, Iemanjá, the mother of the Orishas, being in a situation of syncretism with Mary, Jesus and Oxalá, Ogum and São Jorge, the people who carry on telling the story in prose, verse, or lyric, conceived a new culture. Music being played as part of worship in the candomblé, umbanda, quimbanda. African rhythms have not only permeated the Brazilian musical culture as a direct meeting point and encounter, but also through foreign music, which African music has influenced as well. So in Brazil, the musical landscape has got forró, repente, coco de roda, axé, sertanejo, samba, sempre samba, bossa nova, MPB, música nativista, pagode, tropicália, choro, maracatu, embolada, coco de repente, frevo, brega, Brazilian funk, modinha e música gauchesca. Também tem uma música assim pra cantar. Se encanto vai, vem, a gente vai encontrar. Foreign music styles have also developed in Brazil. So rock, soul, hip hop, disco music, country, ambient, industrial, fado, gospel, classic, psychedelic, rap. Quite a lot of these genres have been influenced by African rhythms. In Brazil, we have this problem and issue with memory. That quite a lot of the memory has been erased, and only very recently in the mid-80s, schools start teaching Black history. So we are on for a journey of discovery. We very much welcome academics who want to exchange ideas and information so we can join the dots and make sense of our history together. Across the Atlantic, yes, Nigeria and Brazil working together, the Americas and the African continent working together in different cultural projects to find this new voice of the 21st century, in which the communication of content is also embellished by the freedom of the form, in which we are ready to inhabit as collaborators across continents, across the world. A narrative that represents our preferred future. Thank you for this beautiful invitation to contribute towards an amazing 21st century project, a historical project of healing history itself and rewriting it.
Dr. Bosun Adekogbe is our next speaker. Adekogbe Olatubosun Samuel is a lecturer in the Department of Music of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. He specializes in popular musical acoustics and production. Adekogbe has published in national and international journals of repute. He is currently a fellow of Harvard School of Divinity, 2021. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, my listeners. My name is Bosun Adekogbe, PhD, from the Department of Music, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, presenting this morning on the topic Nigerian music, the giants of modern Africa. Nigeria is often referred to as the giant of modern Africa, owing to its large population and economy, and it is considered to be an emerging market, especially in the music area in the world market. It is a regional power in Africa, a middle power in international affairs, and an emerging power in the global world. In Nigeria today, there are several musical genres that are classified under popular music, and these include highlife music, juju music, akpala music, sakara music, nadakwada, reggae music, rock and roll music, bongo music, soul music, disco music, electronic music, and above all, jazz music. All these rely heavily on Western musical instruments. So let's take a critical look at the nature of Nigerian contemporary pop music and the values attached to this. In Nigerian music industry today, values are ascribed to human beings depending on one's social status. And to most artists, the concern for values are what the plurality of people agreed upon and do not depend on the judgment of any individual. So when we're talking about music, generally, it's a collective, compromise. It's a collective agreement to say, yes, this music is making, moves in the global market and ruling the global world, not only in Africa, but in the entire world. So you're talking about Nigerian music and the ruling power of this music in the global world cannot be underestimated or overemphasized. So it's on this note that I'm citing series of examples that are responsible for Nigerian music as a dominating factor in the global market. For instance, the Minister of Education, Mr. Lai Mohammed, in 2017, opines that the present administration was prepared to urge people to create, innovative business. And he mentioned categorically in the area of entertainment, which is not limited to theatrical performances, but also include musical performances. And this will be equipped to boost the country's economy and trade. And then inside also this to raise intergenerational revenue for the nation. So it's on this premise that the minister is talking that music in Nigeria has gone beyond the stage of what we can just take with levity, because music has now become the new oil in Nigeria today, because it's thriving well and bringing credit to the nation. Not only that, popular music, rise as a commercial dance music at the end of the Second World War, and in one of the landmarks of modern period in Yoruba music industry. And as this, goes on, people are getting more involved in musical performances. We have seen cases of artists in Nigeria today who are dominating the world. The likes of Olamide, the likes of Davido, the likes of Nice. Many of them are also are known not only in Nigeria, not only in Africa, but in the old world. And this has brought credit to the nation. If you look at the recent data collections or data expression of the global music market in the whole world, when we talk of the economy, it is also written there that in 2014 about $698 billion has been added by Nigerian popular musicians to the Nigerian economy, and this was declared by the Minister of Information, Mr. Lai Mohammed. So Nigeria cannot afford to be left behind in popular music practices, because it has actually generated much revenue than the oil have generated in past years. And that is why we say that popular music now is the new oil in Nigeria, because it's thriving well and bringing more revenues to the nation. So what is the position of Nigerian music in the global rating? We're going to need to ask that question. But the position of Nigerian music in the global ratings through the inventive and social ventures isn't the question. But this paper is only endeavoring to make mindfulness of the music of Nigeria in the world innovative and social enterprises. It is on this part to make awareness in this part of in this part of the world region that the public authority and business visionaries alike, have committed themselves to promote Nigerian music, even beyond the Nigerian shores. Even the current conference that is going on now, organized by Aman, because Aman has actually foresaw the importance of Nigerian music as thriving in the whole world. I think that is why this conference was organized. And I'm very happy that I'm presenting this paper on the values of Nigerian music in the global world. So popular music, as we also refers to all contemporaneous music, with broad, immediate, and implicit transit that has attracted a lot of investors in Nigeria. Now, even popular music in Nigeria today has gone beyond the area of what someone can just push, aside. Because you're liking the profit making out of popular music today in Nigeria, not only in Nigeria, but in the global world, they are so amazing. And that is why we have youths, several of our youths, going into musical businesses and are dominating the whole world. Nigeria is full of bundle of talents. There's no doubt about that. But when you look at it, what is the position of our government? Thank God that the government is even coming now. But this should have been done by government earlier than this time. And this should have generated more revenue for Nigeria as a country. So we are ready to explore and exploit the new oil, which is Nigerian music. So this is our stand today. Ability and willingness to explore the new oil, that is the Nigerian music industry, exploit it and make more generate more revenue for the nation, at large. So the timeline presents the music industry revenue in Nigeria from 2014 to 2018, with a forecast that by 2023, Nigeria music revenue will have grown to 26 million US dollars. Because in 2014, the 2014 was far less than this, and when you look at the rate at which things are going now, by 2023, it's not be an amazing thing that the revenue will have grown up to 44 million US dollars, and that's a credit to Nigerian economy, and not to Nigerian economy. That's a credit to Nigerian musicians who are trying all their best possibilities to make sure that the name of the country is written in gold in Africa, and also written in the super gold in the entire world. So when we talk about popular music, I also give credit to the managers of all these artists, because if the managers are not actually doing what is responsible and what is right, the artists cannot actually go nowhere. They can go nowhere. So credit also goes to the managers of all these artists. So because it's just like a teacher, when you teach your students in the school and your children are making waves, the credit is only going to the student, but the credit also goes to the teacher. So I give kudos to the managers and the organizers of this particular conference, where we can express ourselves and analyze the importance of popular music in Nigeria and the wave we are making in the entire world. So on this note, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for listening to me. I'm very happy that you listen attentively and you were able to grasp my argument. Thank you very much. My name remains Bosun Adekogbe, PhD, Department of Music, Afolabi University.
Tega Marvin, as it's fondly called, is an entertainment guru. He appreciates working from behind the scenes. However, a tireless individual in the business, highly motivated and extremely passionate for Africa's entertainment industry, and has a robust Pan-African entertainment entrepreneurship vision. Welcome, Tega, Oghenejobo, the Chief Operating Officer of Marvin Global, and a top Supreme Marvin dynasty strategist. If you know, you know.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to Aman 2021, Discuss 5, Nigerian Music, the Giants of the Modern Africa. My name is Tega Oghenejobo, Chief Operating Officer for Marvin Global. And today I'm just here to share my thoughts and just my understanding of the impact that Nigerian music is making with regards to being the giant of the modern Africa. Today's Nigerian music has brought a lot of pride to the people of Nigeria, Africans, and our diaspora community. When you carefully look at the success that Nigerian music have achieved today, most especially in the area of touring, you look at the likes of Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy, Tiwa Savage performing in so many venues across the world, showcasing African talent and creativity to the rest of the world. These talents have led the charge, form another generation of the likes of P-Square, Two-Face the Band, and the likes of Omaomi. Today, we're having young talents like Rema, Joe Boy, also contributing their quota to the continuous growth of Nigerian music, not just on the continent, but internationally as well. Nigerian music has opened a plethora of opportunities for a lot of young Africans that do not want to go with the conventional way of building careers to explore their creativity from a more professional angle in areas of distribution, marketing, public relations, and also events. The young second and third generation of Africans in the diaspora have used Nigerian music as a medium to connect with fellow Africans within university walls and also place of work. This has led to massive diaspora visitation on the continent, especially during festive season. This has led to some cultural moments in Lagos, for example, the Dirty December, and we've seen some of this visitation spread to other African countries like Ghana. You look at Kenya, you look at South Africa. Music has always been known as a medium to connect people and society and showcase culture. With social media growth on the continent, the world has been able to use Nigerian music to connect. Beyond the Nigerian music success at the most concluded Grammys that saw the likes of Burna Boy and Wizkid go home with Grammy Awards, we've also seen some successes in the Hollywood industry as well, with most recent impact on Coming to America and also the Lion King project, which had Beyonce lead, and Inspired by project, which had a lot of Afrobeats collaborators on the project and other artists from the continent on the project. The Nigerian music scene has been able to attract foreign investments. Looking at our business, Marvin, we got foreign investments in 2018, which has enabled us to increase capacity and infrastructure within our business, but more importantly, drive increase in employment among young people who are heavily passionate about Nigerian music and its potential for global and continental growth. I've always told people that Africa is blessed with a lot of diversity around our creativity, and most especially in the music industry, from our drums, our costumes, our cultural elements. And with the growing success the Nigerian music industry has been able to achieve, not just on the continent, but also globally as well, I believe it will inspire and also set a lighting path for other African music scenes to be able to take notes from our books that will enable them improve distribution, metadata in, and also how we collaborate with the movie scene, because the movies as well are also getting global patronage in the same vein. So just like what we're doing with Nollywood, looking to see other African countries take some of those notes and collaborate with their movie scene, so that when they get that global attention for their movies, it will also connect with the music as well. And also in the area of sporting events, we have the African football tournament that always unites African countries to play. Seeing our music heavily lead some of those celebrations will be massive for our exports, considering that most African players are also playing internationally as well. And lastly, for me, it's how we're able to connect not just Nigerian music strength, but also the strengths of every other music scene on the industry to connect with the diaspora community to offer the global entertainment platform, the true color of Africa.
Thanks, bro. Big ups. Afolabi Araromi is our last speaker. He is the managing partner in Trudeau Legal. They are the legal advisors to Jonzing World Entertainment. In this business, it is important that we be on top of our game. Welcome, Afolabi.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Aman 2021 conference. I am Afolabi Araromi. I'm an entertainment lawyer and a legal advisor to Jonzing World. Thank you very much for having me on this platform. It's a great honor. Express my gratitude to the Aman executive for this. I've entitled a very interesting topic, which I find very, very key in today's entertainment world, right? And I'll divide it into segments to just take it briefly. So The topic goes around the role of corporate players in the creative industries in ensuring an enhanced global market share for the music industry. Now, there are four key points in this topic, right? The first being corporate players, creative industry, global market, and the music industry. Right? I'll take it from the second point, the creative industry. The creative industry is so large, right? It's the music industry is just a subset of the creative industry. You have games, you have sports, digitals, fine arts, performing arts, there's books, there's movies, there's publishing. It's so good, right? So now, the first one, which is the corporate players. How do we identify the corporate players in such a large industry? Who are these corporate players in this industry, right? You would wonder. For me, the corporate player is anyone that sees to the consistent enhancement of the creative and the creative industry, the development, the growth, the fund and the support, right? Is a corporate player. Could be an individual, could be an entity, serves as a corporate player. Right, for me, Aman is a corporate player in the music industry because of what they do, the amount of sensitization they put out there to let people know what is required of what they need to do. Because we all know knowledge is key, and it's good to empower yourself with adequate knowledge in this industry, to know the codes, to sustain the position in this industry. It's very, very, very key. Now, just to touch base on who these corporate players are, another angle would be to say institutions, right? Banks, corporate bodies that give loans to support the creative industry, private investments, venture capitalists, the labels itself, right? Independent artists, publishers, and educationists, right? Anyone that's out there sensitizing, building workshop, creating models, creating trainings to build with different people in the chain, in the chain of the music industry, right? The tech companies themselves creating solutions to enhance the global market in the music industry, right? So I just put a case in point. We see that these days technology is going deep into the music industry. There are DSPs that are now making use of blockchain technology in their distribution, right? I don't think it's in Nigeria yet, but in other parts of the world, people start using this as a key area, and I'm very sure that these will evolve in that space. Also, the distros, right, is another key factor in the music industry because they ensure that African music reaches the world and the world gets to see Africa, right, through its music, right? So it's very, very key, and that's for me is a very strong player because without them, we don't know how far you can really get to that global stage that you want to get into, right? So in addition to the sets we've mentioned, you also have the majors, which we know today are flooding into Africa because they know that the future of music itself is in Africa. It's interesting that how the world takes a 360. Music started from Africa and it's back to Africa, and we need to understand the position we have right now. We need to embrace it. We need to maximize it. And the only way you can maximize it, right, as a creative in the music industry, you need to build yourself right. You need to prepare yourself to meet opportunity, right? It's very, very key. And when I mean by building yourself, it means about having a right structure. It means about having the right team in your corner to ensure that when the opportunity arises, you get the best of it, right? You get the best deal. You get into the right plane. It's very, very key. And also, you are presentable to such opportunity. People want to invest in people that they see know what they're doing. People want to invest in people that they see are in this game to win, are going to be consistent with what they're doing. They're not people that will be phased by a quick buck or sudden glam and fame. Yeah, so that's some of the issues we face in the industry. But it's very, very key for people to understand that. Understand the need to have a proper structure, a proper team that will guide the management, that will guide the operations of the business, because music itself is a business. The artist itself is the CEO, and music is the product. Now he needs to understand the essence of presenting himself properly, showing that he has a strong management team behind him, and that's what investors want to see. And that's what they're going to put their money behind, because we know that the music business itself is a high risk investment. So you want to be positioned right for such opportunity. Case in point, you have entities like the Maven that, unlike so many other label, position themselves right by putting the right structure and to ensure in easy funding into the system. You have rising levels like Jonzing, which we know have developed or brought out next generation stars in the game, and are still doing more. Right? People have seen that Jonzing himself is not a one-hit wonder kind of label. It came out with Rema, it's out again with Ruger, and Ruger is doing fantastically well across the globe. And this is all about being prepared for the opportunity that comes, right? So people need to know that you need to put in the work, you need to put in the work well and hard to be ready to meet the opportunity that comes. And it's not just the role of the corporate players itself, but it's the role of the creatives to be prepared enough to be presentable to the corporate players so they can put in that investment to advance the artists, to advance the creative industry, to ensure that we take it to the global level, to ensure that it's on the global stage where the world sees us, where the world understands us, and continues to respect African artists and African creatives in general. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope you all have a pleasant day and a fun-filled conference. Thank you once again.
That was Spot on Afolabi. Thank you. Granpa, the stage is set for you to give the audience an insight into our ABC initiative. Sir, the floor is yours.
Yeah. I want to talk about the Aman ABC project. The Aman ABC project is one of the programs that the Aman organization wants to put in place, and it is hoped that it will go a long way in contributing immensely to the social, cultural, and economic well-being of not only the Aman members who are participating, but the host community where the event will be executed. The ABC project, for short, stands for Aman Beach Concert, and this time around we are hoping to hold this concert on Badagry Beach for symbolic reasons. Badagry happens to be the location where some of the slaves that were moved from West Africa were taken to diaspora during the slave trade era. And in Badagry, there is a particular place that is called the Point of No Return, which marks the exit point of the slaves from this side of the world who were taken to the New World. And because we believe that this is the particular spot from where our music, arts and culture was exported to the new world, now that we are beginning to take steps to reclaim our relevance within the world music space, ensuring that our music is accorded the right respect globally, we have thought it wise to enact a concert on the beach from where our ancestors were taken away, and use that concert to send a clear message to the world about what our music truly is all about. And of course, this concert is designed to be agenda driven to the point that it will bring different types of benefit, not only to Aman members who will be involved in all stages of facilitating it and executing whatever needs to go with it. We believe that the arts and culture of our people will also be spotlighted. We also believe that it will impact on the tourism potentials of the Badagry area. We also believe that it will enhance our entertainment calendar values, that we see people flocking to Badagry each time that the ABC project will be executed. And don't forget that Badagry is the flagship location from where you get into the ECOWAS sub-region. So it's a welcome town to Nigeria from the West African sub-region, where Nigeria is a strong player. And most of the blacks in diaspora have demonstrated that they have this burning desire to return back to motherland. And we hope that this project that we intend to execute in Badagry, called the ABC project, it will be one of the high points of drawing attention to what slavery have actually done to us. And it will also be a high point of our clarion call to our brethren living out there, that they are at all times welcome home if they so wish, that Badagry is that place from where their ancestors were taken. And in these days, when there is a call for action for either reparation or the Black Lives Matter movement that have drawn global attention to the plight of the black man, we know that platforms such as this Aman ABC program will go a long way in adding voice to these efforts and movements that is for the betterment of the black man. Aman is taking this step in the belief that creatives who are part of this platform and working towards executing the ABC program, they will, in a very proactive way, learn a lot by the collaboration that will take place as the program is being executed. And of course, Aman is calling for partners from around the world and from within Nigeria and other people who are players within the creative space to see how we can join hands and get a program of this nature out and executed successfully. We hope that those who are in position to offer one form of assistance or the other, that they key into this Aman vision and see that it is one of the ways to help these young, talented people who are trying to be our cultural ambassadors using music as their tool of pushing our cultural export programs to various parts of the world. Music, as you know it, has no boundaries, and if we use the soil of the Badagry beach to send our music to the world, we believe it will be making some impact as the APC program keeps unfolding from one edition to the other, and we hope that will be a permanent franchise that will be looked up to and will add to our entertainment and tourism values. Well, ABC program is here and it's in the works, and with this conversation we've had today and attention being drawn to this program, we hope it will increase interest in this particular program, and those who are hopefully going to be interested in supporting this program are definitely welcome to be part of it, and Aman looks forward to welcoming collaborators from around the world. Thank you very much, and let's look forward to pushing the movement together, and with our collective effort, someday a success story will be told. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Aman, springboard to stardom. Let's do a sneak preview into a few of our members' freestyling acts on Showcase.
It's MG the Desperate Producer.
You know I go on. It's a prayer, you know.
Desperate Producer.
But I to the R to the A to the E. But I, you know. Somebody pray for me. Bad belly them they vex for me. The way me elevating, never depreciating is a mystery. Petition to Jah for me. Say that they vex for me. The way me elevating, never depreciating is a mystery. You know me, I follow soldier. I follow soldier. No retreat, no surrender. I follow soldier. And I'm steady on the grind like a blender. You know, I'm a buffalo soldier. I be buffalo soldier. No retreat, no surrender. Buffalo soldier. And I'm steady on the grind like a blender. You know, I wake up every morning, and I give thanks to Jah for the life I got today. I got no father, no mother. Left in the street, make a drink water. But Oluwa talk say no. Say this little boy is gone go higher than they all can know. I tell them, friends and family, tell me say make a no fear. Say if the hustle done they hard, make a change yeah. Say soon enough, I go reach there. Make a just they push, just they go. And what time me coleri me yo. Bad belly them, yeah, they no go see me yo. Steady on the road down, no. I they do my things on the low, but see them they hate like so. Somebody pray for me. Bad belly them they vex for me. The way me elevating, never depreciating is a mystery. Petition to Jah for me. Say that they vex for me. The way me elevating, never depreciating is a mystery. You know me, I follow soldier. I follow soldier. No retreat, no surrender. Buffalo soldier, and I'm steady on the grind like a blender. You know, I'm a buffalo soldier. I be buffalo soldier. No retreat, no surrender. Buffalo soldier, and I'm steady on the grind like a blender. You know, Babylon's looking for me. They no one make I cross my own Red Sea. Plenty things my eye don't see. Eledumare, so I put my trust in thee. I've been through thick and thin, fire and brimstone. I need balancing on my own throne. They need silencing for my own zone. Oh Benny, I don't hear enough. With the holy water make you pray for me. When I they sing that they shake for you. And bad belly then they vex for me. Not any why yo yeah. Somebody pray for me. Bad belly them they vex for me. The way me elevating, never depreciating is a mystery. Petition to Jah for me. Say that they vex for me. The way me elevating, never depreciating is a mystery. You know me, I go follow soldier. Follow soldier. No retreat, no surrender. Follow soldier. And I'm steady on the grind like a blender. You know, I'm a follow soldier. I'm even follow soldier. No retreat, no surrender. Follow soldier. And I'm steady on the grind like a blender. You know, that they pray me can wait. But still I day. And I day boo. I day do my things my way.
Redemption from the Creator will plead. Unity in our world we want. Let us not be confounded. Redeem our land, Creator. We seek your hand, Creator of the universe. Let pandemonium cease and put a stop to all chaos. Let pandemonium cease and put a stop to all chaos. Ìgbàlà pípé o fún orílẹ̀-èdè gbogbo. Ìwòsàn pípé o fún gbogbo ẹ̀dá. Ìgbàlà pípé o fún orílẹ̀-èdè gbogbo. Ìwòsàn pípé o fún gbogbo ẹ̀dá. Redemption for all nation. No more recession in all our nations. La rédemption to la nation. La rédemption to la nation. Direct our noble cause. Guide our leaders right. Creator, direct our noble cause. Guide our leaders right. Help our youth the truth to know. Let peace and justice reign. Put an end to human slavery. Let peace and justice reign. Put an end to human slavery. Peace for the nation, strength for the
some kid, baby.
Sounds of IP Music Lab.
Yeah. Bayan Kuna Sauti, Niyaki, Jiggy Rockefeller, like a nigga like me. JP Morgan, did they chase me? Happy people, Ayuba, Adewale, Oshunwa, Living Spring, Yemoja. From the roots, I'm a Yoruba, Jelum na highway, highway, new way, which way? It's the highway. I asked one day, this is my way. Not like me, so they find me. I bring the flow, you should have known. Now I need my dough. If they want to know, I bring the flow, you should have known. Now I need my dough. If they want to want me, this out here. But Georgia call me Joe. Fẹ́ ká mi, àwọn ẹlẹ́yẹ fẹ́ ká mi. Wọ́n jó sí ní Yankee. Àyọ̀ kókó kan máa jó lọ́jọ́. Àwọn tèrè ní Naija, wọ́n gbọ́n mi. Àfi wọ́n lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ máa gbọ́ lọ. Àmì rápá kì máa ro. Hit on hit kì máa jó o. Mélòó àìpàdé. Bad energy broke off that Friday. I'm a bad boy like Teams, not like me. You will never see another nigga like me. Oh yeah, let's go. If you want to know, make you set P like Jaido. Say the one know once I climb the ladder, Snake Island, you cross to Papa. I just ship vibes down like container. No rush, greatness, trust it, go enter. I bring the flow, you should have known. Now I need my dough. If they want to know, I bring the flow, you should have known. Now I need my dough. If they want to want me, this out here. Opo Georgia call me. Àwọn ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ fẹ́ ká mi. Àwọn ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ fẹ́ ká mi. Wọ́n jó sí ní Yankee. Èèyàn poko kan máa jó lọ́jọ́. Àwọn tèrè. Ó ṣe jọ fílẹ̀ kan máa pọ́n lọ.
If not be Jesus, when he been the cover, it's unique on now. Every day I dey pray, oh, Oluwa shower me your love, shower me your love. Oh. The plan be say they won't put me down, so they pray make we follow. But Baba shower me your love. Oluwa shower me your love. So if Baba shower me love, oh, brother, you go show me some love. I get too many things where they trigger you. Praying for grace we go ginger you. My prayer not be for me to do lead you. Bless me, make my mama not for pressure me. Make my papa not for pressure me. To be a blessing to fans and family. I know you don't go waste my time. You go do it on the perfect time. But Baba God make a mistake, make another man's story no go change my mind. Oluwa show me this sign. As I used to double my grind. Don't let these bad belly people get opportunity to hijack my shine. But Baba show me your love. Oluwa show me your love. So if Baba show me love, oh, brother, you go show me some love. Too many years I've gone, Baba, when it go reach my turn. Too many disappointments, shine your light, make I find my way. Too many pains I don't pass through. Painful story where it no go excite you. But now the grace where they make this blessing, they come my way. They come my way. Padi mi shishe, kole rona. Ìgbéga lọ́tún làwọn tọrọ fún. Ayé ò pé méjì o, ẹ̀yin ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́nà wọn. Ìgbéga lọ́tún làwọn tọrọ fún. Every day I dey pray, oh, Olúwa shower me your love, shower me your love. The plan be say they won't bring me down, so they pray make we follow. But Baba shower me your love, favor me, Olúwa shower me your love. So if Baba shower me your love, favor me, brother, you go show me some love. But Baba shower me your love, celebrate to you, Olúwa shower me your love. Make you favor me, if Baba shower me love, celebrate for you, brother, pray for you, show me some love.
Soft tunes, baby.
Real life, yeah, I'm down on it. We dey party hard cause we want to. We like to burn up the floor, yeah. We dey party hard cause we want to. We like to burn up the floor, yeah. Yeah, we like to party and turn up and burn up the floor, yeah, we like to party and turn up and burn up the floor, let it flow tonight, yeah. Take control tonight, yeah. Yeah, she got what I need. I gon' make her feel good. She gon' fall to her knees, yeah. I gon' be your jam tonight, yeah. We gon' play you the right song, so make you dance the night long to the rhythm, my girl, I swear. We dey party hard cause we want to. We like to burn up the floor, yeah. We dey party hard cause we want to. We like to burn up the floor, yeah. Yeah, we like to party and turn up and burn up the floor, yeah, we like to party and turn up and burn up the floor, I'ma be all over you, cause there's something I want from you. So make you do what you have to do. Girl, put on your dancing shoe. It's that time, baby, lights up. Speed the vibe, your way up. It's your time, make you wake up. Bad girl, we could take off. We dey party hard cause we want to. We like to burn up the floor, yeah. We dey party hard cause we want to. We like to burn up the floor, yeah. Yeah, we like to party and turn up and burn up the floor, yeah, we like to party and turn up and burn up the floor, we like to party and turn up and burn up the floor, yeah, we like to party and turn up and burn up the floor, we dey party hard cause we want to. We like to burn up the floor, yeah. We dey party hard cause we want to. We like to burn up the floor, yeah. Yeah, we like to party and turn up and burn up the floor, yeah, we like to party and turn up and burn up the floor, we like to party and turn up and burn up the floor, yeah, we like to party and turn up and burn up the floor,
It's Jonzing.
yeah, we like to party and turn up and burn up the floor, we like to party and turn up and burn up the floor, yeah, we like to party.
Gabriel Dominic Money Beats.
Turn up and burn up the floor. Turn up and burn up the floor. Ay, turn up and burn up the floor. Ay.
We can't thank you enough for your time. We trust you took quite a lot of positives from this webinar. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Like, follow, and retweet. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Aman. springboard to stardom.
Wana, 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 and you could go. This is the story of a man that became a man. And if you know, understand, sit and pull a fan. Pay a listening ear, cause I know you can. Go escapade. What the money worth? What's fame worth? When you find yourself looking at them net worth, try to find yourself your own net worth. Trying to start yourself on a vast network. There ain't no easy way, there ain't no hard way. It's just a one-way switch to the hard work and your prayers though. And you gotta put yourself to the test like a pest to the pedestal. Put yourself to the test. Don't think to be less, learn a lesson. Take yourself on a quest. You fit to fall down, no rest. Inspirational words direct from the president. The Marvin Grandpa gon' fix up your highs and lows, and the family gon' be there when you fall down below to help to pull you back up and your creatives unfold. To be part of something big, part of something greater. A man is trying to make your dreams come quicker. And when you finally make it, a man go stand bigger. Don't get hooked up to drugs or the butter liquor. You have always been a man, but what kind of man? Cause of the hard what you did that could pull a van. Back then when you listen, mama, papa said, but now you AMAN and be proudly Aman. That's how a man became a man. Artist Managers Association in Nigeria. From the heart of Africa to the world. You've been striving so hard to become a star. You can be a part of this association from any part of the globe. Aman, the springboard to stardom. Welcome home.
We are now beginning to see, with the emergence of a very strong showing of the Nigerian music within the world music market space, that shows really that we've got something very, very significant in our DNA, which speaks volumes about what our arts and culture can really do to the world.